Well, welcome back everybody, and I have gotten everything filled in. You can still see the grass is starting to kind of cover everywhere. I kind of did this in a really weird order, which is why it's not really doing all the best work as far as covering grass goes. But yeah, so we got this all done. Now here's a couple things that I'm kind of trying to think about. I think what we're going to be doing is what we've done with these is basically once it meets up with a different field, it actually just connects up with the field. We don't have any way around it. But I don't think I want to do that. In fact, well, this is all one big field. Over there's a pathway. Yeah, so I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to meet it up per se. So with that being said, I think what we'll do is pull this out. You can see I did do some of this. What we can do, because I think this area over here is just going to be kind of open, almost like I don't know exactly what you would call it, but it'd almost be like a field break. So I think this part mostly will be open, and we'll kind of do something along the lines of where this kind of meets up. We'll kind of have it come around and everything. So what we could do, and I don't necessarily think I want to do a pathway there. But up here, I think it would be cool to do something along these lines, where we can actually get up here and kind of and I am so glad that they added in the fact that dirt can now be turned into a path block. I think that's fantastic. We'll do this. And I think we're going to be mainly following this to a certain extent, I guess I should say. We'll come up here like so. And then I think now is the time this is going to be kind of an interesting kind of jump that we have. Because we'll kind of do some weird path mechanics here. Do this, and then it'll kind of come out like so, and we'll do that. Yeah. This way we can add some sort of block in here as well, so then it's not all one big field. There's something going on. We could plant some trees probably here, and we'll probably go straight here up until about this point, I would say. Now originally I had already built this field, but because we lost the world, I needed to kind of redo this. So we got this redone. And I kind of like this. Now this is where it's going to be kind of interesting, because this is where it kind of gets pretty steep. So I kind of want to do right here. This is where I want to get to. I want to get to here, and we can even do something along these lines. So that's where I want to get to, because then this is just going to go straight towards that pathway over there with all its lumpies and bumpies, which normally I wouldn't like the side of the path block kind of shown off like this, but I think in this circumstance this wouldn't be a major pathway. This would be more of a farmer's pathway to kind of get to the different sides of the field and be able to kind of check in on on crops and everything in a little bit different of a way. So this wouldn't necessarily be the best path or the main path. And then we can get to here, and we can kind of do this number. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so we'll have to go to Alu'ac to get the slabs for this, but we come up here. We're just gonna be kind of angling this. It's not gonna line up perfectly, but that's fine. All right, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. I don't know why that was something that I had completely let slip my mind here. We're gonna kind of follow this this pathway in a way. Given their making sure to give it, you know, enough space to kind of be accessible. Actually, I think I'm going to go here instead, and then we can always do this, and then we will do this number here, and then it comes to this area here. Now, a lot of this stuff, and this is actually one of those times where using 2 is actually fairly important. We're going to do this, and then we're going to come around here, and I think we are going to go basically directly up to this point here, and we will cut across right there. Now, my whole thought process is it is better for it to be connected up like this on the inside of the field than on the outside of the field. Because on the outside of the field, it still allows mobs or people to kind of jump the fence a lot easier. So that's kind of why I do it that way. Just as a heads up on that. All right, and we will continue coming up over here. Well, welcome back, everybody, and I think I have this all taken care of so that we can get right on into the action. So I decided I did want to come all the way over here, and for no particular reason, really, but I just decided, you know what, we're going to back this all the way up as far as we can to this this pathway here. So that's what I did, and I like it. I like this this shape that we've got going on here. It definitely looks pretty darn neat. So, first things first. I'm sorry, horse. I apologize. Second things first. What I want to do is I want to take I kind of want to do something as far as this is concerned. So this is relatively an endpoint of this world at the current time. I do have plans to kind of move more off, but this is realistically an endpoint. So what I kind of want to do is, as if the player is walking along this pathway or along that pathway, I want to angle it to the rest of the world. So I'm going to be doing this. Now, I have attempted this once before, this particular field design, and I really like how it turned out. So that's why we're going to be doing this today with this particular field design. Whoops. I'm just going to do that. Though it's not that big of a deal. So with this particular field design, like I said, we're gonna use the same kind of basic design, and this is actually facing a different direction than the original field that I used this on, but that's fine. But yeah, I kind of want to give that flowing motion towards Alu'ac, and you can see there is that lighthouse right there at the corner of Alu'ac. So this is definitely going right to the heart of the city, and I want to kind of guide players in that direction. I haven't done this over here because in this area, most of the farm fields are more of the just plant everywhere and continue on from there. As you can see, there is really no designs like this. So, and then what I want to do is kind of get an idea for what this is. So this is going to be here, and then I'm going to use this as well, and we are going to do this number, and it's going to continue on like a so. Now, why did I do it this way? Because I think the red that we're going to be using in this field is going to be very, very nice to look at. So it's going to really pop, and I don't want to take a lot of that away. I want it to feel like a solid field. And then once you get to it, up to it, you're going to notice, wait a minute, this is not a solid field at all. So that's my thought process. And I'm realizing that I need to grab some of this stuff first. And I want to make sure that in the areas that this is kind of covering, I want to make sure that we're getting it into the correct spots. So basically we're doing this, and it's going to follow this kind of shape all the way through the field. The reason we're doing this is because I want to use whatever it's called, Nether warts. Goodness gracious, I was struggling with what the name of this crop field that we were building is. But yeah, so I want to use Nether warts to do this. I think Nether warts have a very rich red color, and that's very contrasty to the very vibrant green and the kind of like golden yellow wheat fields. So this is going to be a very nice contrast. Ooh, it's raining again. Is this a thunderstorm? It feels like it's a thunderstorm. This is the thunderstorm that I can actually sleep through it. But anyways, guys, this is what I'm going to go ahead and do, and I will be back in just a little bit once I get this a little bit farther done. Oh my gosh, that scared me. Goodness gracious. All right, time to sleep. Well, I have ran out. Hello. Okay then. Well, first, instead of what I was going to do, I might as well get some milk now, since they're wanting to be mean. So that's fine. That is totally fine. I'll just throw this in here, and we'll go on. So I've ran out of our soul sand, and I got pretty decently far in this process. In all honesty, I got a lot farther than I was expecting. You can see the lines where I ran out, but I got I would say right around half of it done. So I'm gonna go fill up this shulker box with some soul sand, but I wanted to bring you in on the progress that we have done so far. And once I get a little bit farther in, then I'll come back with the next portion of this. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Well, welcome back, guys. I have gotten a bunch of nether wart from our storage area over in BrownieBits, and you can see we should have more than enough because I didn't use this much of the soul sand. But let's see if we can do this. Oh yeah, totally. But this is kind of how I'm gonna do this. So basically, I'm gonna do this, and we're just gonna go along and actually just fill in these areas of nether wart. And I think this is going to work really well out in this area because we have the mushrooms right here, and I think this is a nice addition to this area with that being said. So I really like this. Plus, on the map, it's this really beautiful, like, deep red color, and it just looks so nice. I really, really like how they look. Because it kind of also blocks out the path blocks. So you only mainly see the red from the Nether Wart. Now on the more zoomed in map, and I'm talking about the zoomed out map is what I'm talking about. But on the more zoomed in map, this is you can kind of tell a little bit better. But as with everything, you know, one of those pixels equals one block with some of them. So that's why it looks like it does. But I really like how this looks on the zoomed out map. So this is part of the reason why I wanted to add another one of these. But I also do eventually want to add a few more around the world, and I want to get some more like growing stuff up and running. There is some ideas that I have for a pretty interesting sugarcane farm. And sorry, I just blew into the mic there. It's it's easily right at me. Oh no, a thunderstorm. Well, I am going to go ahead and make sure that I get in and get this done, and I will be right back once we're a little bit closer to being done with this. I gotta sleep this thunderstorm away. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. And we are almost finished with this farm field. This has been a little bit of a project, but it hasn't really taken all that long. This is kind of how I've been doing farm fields now. I kind of really like it. Eventually I'd like to do some smaller ones in more of a dedicated area, so maybe like specific to a little region, a little hamlet, or something along those lines, so that we can add a little bit more interest to the fields. I think that might be kind of interesting to do at some point. But as of right now, we are officially done. So let's go ahead and take off and see this field. Look how pretty this is. I love the look of the nether warts in the fields, and I really love the fact that we have this pointing that direction, because that is, again, the direction, whoops, that is the direction to the great city of Alu'ac. So it kind of directs people to go a certain way. It gives a sense of motion to the world as well, and it looks really cool, in my opinion. Well, anyways, guys, that is going to do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, and if you really enjoyed it, want to hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. Make sure to follow all of my links down below at bio.link/BrownieBits, and I will see you in the next episode.